Hello, everybody. Welcome to Judson Memorial Church. How are you doing? Doing okay? You ready for this show? My name is Micah. My pronouns are they and them, and I am the senior minister here at Judson Memorial Church. And I want to know, before we get started, I'll take it. Before we get started, I want to know who's here at Judson for the first time. All right. Well, welcome, newbies. A couple of things to know. Yes, you are actually in a real church, like that has a minister and has a congregation, that has Sunday morning service right on the very floor that you are sitting on, but you are also in a church that has never known how to be a church unless we are welcoming artists into our space to share with us the stories that they are bursting to tell, to fill this space with queer energy and send us back out into the world more fabulous than we were when we walked in. And here at Judson, we have always believed that artists have the potential to serve as our modern-day prophets. They show us where we've been, they show us who we are, and they show us what we can become. So, if you are an artist, thank you. We need you more than ever. If you are a lover of artists and art, thank you. We need you more than ever. If you would ever like to talk about what we do in this space, either on Wednesday nights, Sunday mornings, any day in between those days, come and find me. I'm usually in the back with the leftover cookies and I need friends. And this space always belongs to each and every one of you. But tonight, it most especially belongs to Bridget Kelso Anthony. And this is a first for me, because usually when I do that announcement, I leave the stage and then they take center stage, and that's about to happen. But tonight, I have the honor, I'm going to call it an honor, to play God. No pressure. Bridget, come on down!
Writer. Mommy.
And the grand prize is...
Oh, no, no, that's good. You keep that one. I'll just take these. I like these. Are you serious? What am I supposed to do with this? I'm an actress. I'm gonna be rich and famous.
You have no idea who you are, who you're supposed to be.
What the fuck is this? I know exactly who I'm supposed
Nice,
to be.
my mouthpiece.
You never let me do anything that I want to do. You just won't give me a break.
Your whole life has been nothing but breaks.
Are you crazy? You never let me do what I want to do. You never even let me win the lottery. Not even once, and I play all the time. And I have booked exactly one commercial in 25 years.
Let's go to the videotape.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, such a hard, unglamorous life you've led.
Oh my God, can we start at the beginning?
Sure, in the beginning.
Okay, I can't, that's not, we're doing that. The first grade picture slide, please. I'm not doing this.
Wow. Okay, you'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Next slide. A loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mother told me to never, ever, ever use a dirty, dirty dish rag on my left and right toe. I'm it. It's 1973. I'm 6 years old and I am grown. I get dressed by myself and I comb my own hair. My mom makes me scrambled egg and grape jelly in the morning, and then she goes to work. I let myself out after I watch the Howdy Doody show, and then I walk to school all by myself. I have the coolest gas shoes, G-A-S-S, Great American Shoe Store. I think it's JCPenney or maybe it's Kenny's. I'm not sure, it doesn't matter. They are brown wedges, and it feels like I'm wearing high heels. They are the prettiest shoes in the world, and I look good in them. I get to school, and I am one of the smartest kids in the class. You know how I know? Because you're supposed to read all of the books in this one section, and when you're in first grade, I read them already, and Mrs. Shahelski said I could start to read the books in the other section if I wanted to. I love school. And guess what else? I got a boyfriend. His name is Jonathan. He's my boyfriend because he sent me a note that said, I like you. Do you like me? Check yes or no. I checked yes, and I sent it back to him, and now we are boyfriend and girlfriend forever. One day when I was at recess, all the girls were on their side of the yard. At St. Basil's, as a Catholic school, there's girls on one side and boys on the other side. There's an actual white line down the middle of the schoolyard. And if you cross it, you're in big trouble. There's no mixing at St. Basil's, no mixing at recess. So I'm on one side with my friends. Everybody's jumping double dutch. I'm not that good because I don't practice that much, but I do know how to cut my potatoes. And that's what you do when you're pretending that you're about to jump in, but you can't. So I'm busy cutting my potatoes. And my friends are like, Bridget, won't you get in the rope and stop cutting your potatoes? And then one of my friends comes over, my friend Veronica, she says, come on over to the line. I walk over, and there's a friend of Jonathan's on the boys' side. And so I stand there on the line, and I say, you know, what do you want? I mean, he ain't Jonathan, so why is he even talking to me? But before I can roll my eyes and do my forget you, forgot you, never thought about you, the friend grabs me and pulls me over to the boys' side. And I don't even know what to say because now everybody's in trouble, but especially me because now I'm on the boys' side and there's no mixing at St. Basil's. So they drag me over to the boys' side to where Jonathan is. And then they just kind of run off, and I stand there, and I look at Jonathan, and Jonathan looks at me. And then he kisses me. It's a little boy kiss. I'm not sure, like, if it landed on my cheek or the corner of my mouth. It's not much. But I do remember that it lands. Oh, good sir, you doth kiss by the book. Jonathan kisses me, and then he runs off. And after a moment, I run back to my side. I cannot even process what has happened. I'm sure I didn't analyze it the way I would now. I'm sure I didn't examine the sexist overtones or the patriarchy or how one boy coerced his friends to drag another. I didn't think about any of those things. The fact that I still remember it warmly tells me that it must have been thrilling. This was my first kiss, and it was exciting, and it was a little bit dangerous and oh so sweet. It was everything a first kiss should be. I am still waiting for a kiss to top that one. I don't know if I'm ever gonna find it. I wish I could take that kiss like a photo and put it on my bathroom mirror. I wish I could crystallize it and compress it in the dark earth of my hands and make it into a diamond that I could put in my pocket. I would take it everywhere. I would rub it for luck, and it would work. It would be my talisman, my token, like in Inception. And as long as I have it with me, I would know that I'm awake and that my possibilities are endless. The power this kiss would have, it would keep me safe, and it would make me rich. Yes, it would be that powerful. But mostly, I just want to hold on to that feeling on that day of being smart and wanted, sort of on the edge. When did that feeling get away from me? You know, as I stare at the big picture of my life, at the slides, it is like a blur of colors and memories, fuzzy and faded, in some places worn thin, and others like a tapestry hanging neglected on a crumbling castle wall. I see that first kiss as a beautiful golden thread. A single golden strand is running through it. It is interwoven with all the other less than golden moments. They are not like that first kiss. They are dark and dusty, crusted over like a syrupy sweet. All the failures and the missteps, miscalculations and missed opportunities, they're there, right there. Terrible words and actions that I cannot take back. I remember making up a song about my friend, Veronica, who was in that same class with me and Jonathan. If you're skinny and need some fat, go to Veronica and she'll solve that. I remember it because I remember the look on her face when she heard me singing it. I want to step back, and I want to see the larger picture. I want to pull the strands that I don't like. But if I do, the picture will unravel. Ballet class. I didn't like jumping across the room, so I quit. Piano lessons are hard, so I quit. Everything that I'm not great at, I quit. Marymount College settles me down, but then I end up here in New York City, Harlem. I used to live in the world, and then I moved to Harlem. I'm living on 149th Street in St. Nicholas with my aunt. She's got friends from all over the world, and especially from Africa. A friend of hers comes to visit. I don't remember the friend, but I do remember that she had 2 young daughters with her. I'm in my early 20s, and they're around 8, maybe 10. So naturally, I'm entertaining them while the adults talk. They are gorgeous, deep, smooth chocolate skin, big eyes, short, fuzzy cornrows, braids. We sit downstairs and we watch TV. They're excited to be with me, you know, someone who's fully grown and fully American, who looks like them and who's willing to have a conversation. We're curious about each other, and so even though the TV is on, we still continue to talk, but right away, I see their attention is drawn to the TV, specifically the commercials. It's the middle of the day, and the advertisers are convinced that the only people at home are stay-at-home wives, and that they also must be white, and that they also must be primarily concerned with maintaining their beauty, and that they also must think the only way to do that is through their hair, because every commercial is for shampoo and conditioner or hair color. I watch them. We watch together as white women fling their hair in slow motion in a variety of locales, at home, in the bathroom, on the street, at a restaurant. Most of the time, a white male looks adoringly on. Oh, With approval, everyone is smiling. The hair makes everyone happy. It is long and flowing. It ripples and it glistens. It's straight or it's wavy, and sometimes it's softly curled. It is every shade of beautiful brown and wine red and sunset. But they are always joined, trumped, beaten, defeated by the golden blonde. Oh. The blonde strands like, waves of grain. They are the winners. They are the queens, always in the front and center, always eventually shown alone, triumphant. I sit and I watch the world tell these little black girls that they do not have what it takes to win. They cannot make this happen. I sit and I watch these two little black girls get the message that they are wrong. The way the hair grows out of their head is wrong. It's something they have no control over, but it damns them nonetheless. They will always be lacking, because no matter how good the wig or the weave, they will never look like the blonde-haired women on TV. Heck, they won't even look like the black women on TV. Oh, is this better or worse? Seems to be. If you're dark-skinned with thick curly hair, you're better off than being light-skinned with short nappy hair. Features play a big part in this too. Full lips are okay, but a full nose? Ooh, no, no, no. Is this better or worse? We can feel pretty good about how white people tanning is an attempt to look like us, but it's only a shade or two darker that they want. Cafe au lait, light brown, olive skin. It has been stated that black hair has been historically devalued as the most visible stigmata of blackness, second only to skin. Dark skin and nappy hair. It is a lethal combination. The least desired configuration of them all, everywhere. Bleaching cream is the #1 skincare product in Africa and Asia and India. I sit and I watch these girls get the message. I see them unable to turn away. They cannot turn the other cheek. So I finally turn the TV off. That's better. But I never forget the feeling. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all? Mirror, mirror in my hand, who's the prettiest in the land? Mirror, mirror by my side, who's the one who's living the lie? Mirror, mirror thrown to the ground. Stay there and just let a sister live. Let's move on. Next slide, please. I really don't want to do this.
I really do.
Why would you want me in the pulpit? There is nothing worse than a jackleg preacher who couldn't cut it in their chosen field, turning to religion as a last resort. I don't want people to think that I'm giving up on my art. I don't want to give up on it, on me. Why are you making me into like this religious fanatic? You'll be yelling about Jesus on the train and handing out tracts? I hate that. Who wants to be that guy? Isn't it enough that you creep into everything already? My writing, my poetry, everything that I have already belongs to you. Why can't you just let me figure this thing out by myself?
That's the problem.
No.
You're like a teenager having a temper tantrum because you can't go to the coolest party ever this weekend, and so you storm out and lock yourself in your room. I'm not asking you to do anything that wasn't happening already. If you look carefully, you'll see that everything is connected.
This little niche here, art, acting, writing, now even directing. It's all I've ever had. It's the one thing that's mine, the one thing that's mine. It's like you have given up on me. Like, kid, you're not gonna make it as an actor. You might as well, I don't know. It feels like you're stealing from me.
How is it stealing if it was mine and I gave it to you?
Art is all I have. You take everything. Why do you have to take everything?
It was never yours to begin with. I want it all, including this.
I wish that you would take this back.
If I were you, I would think about what you would be left with if I did. What would you put inside your secret heart of hearts if you thought even God couldn't see inside? As if I could be reduced to Superman, unable to see through a lead-lined case, as if. Would you still lie to yourself? Would you tell the awful truth that you feel scared? Alone? Desperate for connection? Or would you hope there's a small pocket somewhere in that secret heart of hearts, a small piece of paper in that small pocket with the words, "Hold on, I love you, everything will be all right." You can do anything. As a matter of fact, I think you'd be a great teacher.
Just want to be on Broadway.
Next slide, please.
Oh, come on! All right, okay, so, yeah. Okay, so this is, welcome class. This is misreading the black female body. That is not a typo, I am the miss. But we will all be exploring the ways, the reading that takes place when we look at and when we think about or when we live in black women's bodies. If your name is not on the roster, please see me after this lecture. I will also take attendance, and I'm going to hand out the syllabus after class.
And will you be letting the class know that we're team teaching?
You mean, will I be letting the class hear my private sort of imaginary conversations with God? That would be a no, because I really actually kind of like this job and I want to keep it.
But you do know they can hear us now. We've been talking together this whole time.
You're breaking the fourth wall. That's
acting has so many rules.
Number one. So we begin with this. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Because in the beginning was the Word.
No, we're not doing that. In the beginning, I was an actor and a writer, and I was doing just fine. But you decided I needed to be called to ministry. But that's not what we're here to talk about, or are we?
You are still an actor, and a teacher, and a writer, and a director, and a minister, and a mother. Your identity is fluid and intersectional. Are you still having this same temper tantrum? It's been 5 years. It's enough already.
As I said, this is an interdisciplinary, interactive exploration. As Sean Copeland so aptly observes, taking the black woman's body as a starting point for theological anthropology allows us to interrogate the impact of that demonization in history, religion, culture, and society. So today's lecture will begin with another word, womanist. What is a womanist? What is womanism? How do we read womanism and the black female body? Well, I'm glad you asked. So Fanon and Said and Baldwin may be useful here, but tonight we rely on the women. Emily Towns, Dolores Williams, Katie Cannon, Kelly Brown Douglas, Ebony Marshall Turman, Bell Hooks, Toni Morrison, Octavia Butler. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will hopefully explore the 4 C's of womanist performance as I see them. Womanist performance is the 4 C's: communal, creative, cathartic, celebratory. And since we're all here together and we had a meal, that's That's the communal thing. We got that down pat. So let's get creative. Here is another poem. What do they call me? Tonight I am the reader and sometimes the writer, poring over the words that have been written across my face and my faith. Like a blind Stevie Wonder, I play fingertips and run my hands across what has been transcribed. The world has etched in stone all the insults it could imagine. Insatiable, unmanageable, angry, ghetto, ratchet, bitch, less than classically beautiful. But I am like a river that slowly and surely wears away the stone, making a Grand Canyon that will withstand the test of time. I was not born this way, but I have since been created. You love to hate me. So most of the time, it's easy to hate loving myself. What do they call me? A paradox, an enigma wrapped in mystery, African-American woman, black girl. Whatever you call me, it is clear that I have been misread, misrecognized, and even unseen. I've been lost in translation, but I am here for correction. I need to be ready for war. When the day comes, it is clear that a renaming ceremony is in order. So let's start with Aunt Sarah.
Yes, Sarah Bartman.
No. We're starting with Aunt Sarah from Nina Simone's song For Women. Aunt Sarah, Sophronia, Sweet Thing, and Peaches.
I thought you were going to start with the Hottentot Venus.
There is no time for that.
I thought you were going to make all these connections. What happened to Bartman to Beyonce?
That does sound good, right? Listen, I'm gonna try to get to some of that, but we only have like about an hour, so may I proceed?
Oh, yes, indeed.
All right, next slide, please. As you can see, the Aunt Sarah mammy figure is typically portrayed as an overweight, dark-skinned matriarch. She loves the white family that she belongs to. Yes, sir, boss. More biscuits? Whether as an enslaved servant or a hired nanny. And she is willing to neglect her own children in care for her white charges. She is happy and content. And she believes that she is well treated, even part of the family. She must be absolutely asexual, as that is the only way she can be accepted. This stereotype was necessary for this colonial mindset, because you had to invent a happy servant in order to justify kidnapping and enslaving an entire group of people. So, no. No, that's the wrong slide. That's Evelyn Whitelow. That's my grandmother. You cannot read her as a mammy. Technically, she wasn't my grandmother, probably more of like an aunt, a great aunt, but I would call her Ma, so she was like my grandmother, but she was never a mammy. How did I get here with you? Did it start with Evelyn Whitelow? I remember lying in bed with you and you reading the 23rd Psalm to me. My first formal introduction to the Bible and, more importantly, to God.
Well done, Evelyn. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want.
I remember how you would let me eat the chocolate off of your Butterfinger candy bar. You would actually let me lick all of the chocolate off of the candy bar, and then you would eat the rest. If that ain't love, I don't know what is.
We would lie down in green pastures.
I remember playing with your crutches after you were diagnosed with cancer, and how ridiculous we all felt when we thought that you had made up the pain because you were upset about me going away to college or something.
We were beside still waters.
I remember telling my boss here at Pottery Barn that I was going to have to quit. Because I refused to work the Christmas holidays. I had to go home, I explained. I had to go home to Chicago. I had to go home to see you. And I'm glad that I did, because that was the last time that I saw you alive. But mostly I remember how you used to draw on every piece of paper that you could find, matchbook covers, edges of newspapers, margins of magazines, and how year after year, birthday after birthday, Christmas after Christmas, it never occurred to any of us, not even the artistic yours truly, to get you a set of colored pencils or a set of watercolors or a brush and a canvas.
But you shall not want.
If you had been given a set of paintbrushes, I think that you would have drawn a golden path, a blazing trail full of sound and fury. I see you painting a future full of possibilities and love and happiness and longevity. I see you drawing an outline, a blueprint for success and world domination. And I'm pretty sure you would have drawn all of that for me.
Restore your soul.
I wish I could redesign the picture that you would have drawn. Where you put world traveler for me, I would have added more trips home to see you. Where you drew bright lights and big cities, I would have added a comfortable, luxurious home and medical care that would have caught your cancer before it was everywhere. And where you painted my longevity, I would have added long, healthy life for you so that you could see my latest good luck charm, my Kai Kai, and that your drawing and your love had not been in vain.
Restore your soul.
So lucky to have been shown what unconditional love looked like. If I had said to you, you know, Ma, I think I want to shovel shit, you would have said, well, baby, I think they have shovels at Sears. You want a gold one, or you want maybe the tortoise shell? Even when I cannot recall your face, I have no trouble picturing your arms opening to me as you answered the door. Arms and door and love flung wide open, always glad to see me. With you, I was always myself, confident, funny because I knew I was loved. To you, I was simply the best.
Restore your soul.
I even still love the bus because of you. The late night Greyhound from Chicago to Nutbush, Tennessee. Fried chicken wrapped in paper towels, wrapped in aluminum foil. Little brown Native American dolls in fringe suede outfits in the gift shop.
Restore your soul.
I dreamt of you once after you had passed away. Silly me, I thought it was a nightmare. I was alone in a room, crowded with furniture. It was dimly lit. I had come there looking for you. I waited and I waited at the front of that room until finally someone came in and told me that you were gone. I explained, no, that I had been there looking for you. Oh, that's too bad, they said, because you had been there. She'd been there behind me the whole time. Not a nightmare after all. I will fear no evil because you're still with me. I still shall not want because you restore my soul. Your pencils and your paintbrushes and your love comfort me. You're always just out of sight, but never, never, never out of mind. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.
And we will dwell in the house, the temple, the kingdom together forever.
Next slide, please. So as I was saying, back to the lecture, the cognitive dissonance of slave owners and Christianity.
Cognitive dissonance. Say some more about that.
Slave owners and their wives willfully ignored the evidence of the sexual assault of black women. There was also a great deal of projection. White men read onto black men sort of the black beast rapists, when in actuality it was only white men who were the ones who were sexually assaulting black women with impunity. Very often, the results of these assaults resulted in children. And again, the cognitive dissonance around the physical presence of this evidence of sexual assault and rape was astounding. Another stereotype that springs from this situation is the tragic mulatto, or saffronia. The mulatto, because of her mixed parentage, most often a black mother and a white father, is caught between two worlds. Therefore, she feels comfortable in neither one. She's often the epitome of black beauty, as she is light-skinned and has an acceptable grade of hair. For example, long and wavy, or curly, or fine.
No. Say some more about your cognitive dissonance. Maybe you should do a lecture about acceptance.
I'm in seminary. What else do you want?
There's a difference between fully embracing something and resignation.
Next slide, please. Can we go back to... Yes. We move on to Sweet Thing, Peaches. Here is how young enslaved black women were talked about in the literature of that time. As soon as the sexual desires are awakened in the young men of the South, they find it easy to gratify themselves by the readiness with which they are met by colored house servants. The oversexed black female is the oldest of all the stereotypes and can be traced back to the original interactions white men had with indigenous Native American populations and the enslaved Africans that were brought to these shores. This character was essential to the mythology and the justification of sexual violence. The sweet thing, Jezebel, was viewed as sexually insatiable, so rape was impossible and even necessary in order to control her. She has now morphed into the sexually promiscuous and the urban black teen mother, having child after child with different baby daddies. She is closely related to the angry Peaches, who is a castrating, shrill welfare queen who runs off black men after, again, having multiple children by him, out of wedlock, of course. Next slide, please. No, wait. I'm trying to put everything together. So, what if...
Yes. What if?
I'm trying to stay on course. I keep thinking that I've got this thing figured out. You know, I want to be the strong, black, independent woman that my mother raised. How do I reconcile that person with the angry, the scared, the lonely person that I find myself becoming? The only thing that helps is church, right? It grounds me. Just enough to keep me from flying off the face of the earth.
Just when you thought you were out, I pull you back in.
But I never forget Jonathan and that first kiss. I try to find that first golden kiss again and again. And even when I can't find it, I hold on to that feeling and I weave it throughout my life. I start to get the feeling that maybe I'm supposed to aspire to more than maybe an under 5 on a soap opera. Maybe I'm supposed to save the world in my own little way. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. That golden thread that ties us together. Me to you, you to your fellow human. It sometimes feels like a noose around my neck. But this is not news to any of you. You feel the same pain, or maybe you just feel a sense of unease, a vague sense of dissatisfaction, an unexplained and unaccounted for apathy. You ask yourself, what is the point of all of this? With hands clenched and raised, you rail at the sky, at God, and you demand to know, what is my destiny? Come on, New York, break for me. Luck be a lady tonight. Let me win the lotto. Let me catch my train. Let the heat be on. Let my air conditioner be working. Make him call. Make her change her mind. Let my baby be okay. Let my son live long and prosper. The silence is sometimes deafening, and you take that silence for granted. It enrages you. You feel ignored. You feel ignored. You think it means there is no answer when it's actually filled with possibilities. And as much as I hate to admit it, maybe some of the dreams that I have had for myself have started to feel a little empty. I am much more interested in my connection to the people who are in the slides with me. What if you and I are called to a higher purpose?
What if?
Well, I'm willing to unclench my fist. I open my hands and I offer you and the world what I have there. It looks like nothing. Empty space above a lined palm. But therein lies the answer. Like Mama Day tells me, I bring you what I find there. Because to do it my way is to lose. I wanna take baby steps. I walk through Harlem, Brooklyn, Washington Heights. I remind myself to look past the garbage. I see it, but I know that it's okay. I find a way to see the dirt for what it is, the earth fighting its way, season after season, to reassert itself over the concrete layer. It fights and it wins every time.
You keep wallowing in fear and worry, dwelling on the hard parts of this life you have made here. It makes good theater, but you and I know that what really happens between us is private. And so now you and I are coming to the end of this particular tunnel. Like a small child standing in the first train car, watching through that front window next to the driver. You think we are separated by the door, but you both are united in purpose and momentum. There ahead, you will see there is a small bright light in the distance. It's just a pinprick of light, minuscule, but it's there. And just like that rush hour train, we are barreling toward it.
Despite my fears, we barrel towards it. Despite my inability to see the path. Despite my fatigue. Despite my pain and heartache and betrayal and guilt. Even despite that little small thing that no one knows about, that I cannot hide from you. That you know all about and love me even more because of it. We move forward. Despite everything, I'm finally starting to realize that it will be okay. But it would be nice to have someone to travel with, to hold me at night. I feel so alone sometimes. It's a terrible thing to feel like you've never been loved the way you've always wanted to be. Even radical feminists who evolve into womanists need someone to make music with. First verse. Color. The song is an old one. Boy meets girl, girl loves boy, and my heart is broken. What kind of song have we written? And what am I supposed to learn from it? When I think of music and love, I'm taken back to Chicago and how when I came home from college, I did not really feel like I was home until I heard LaBelle sing Chameleon. The song now belongs to you because you are the chameleon. I try to get the words, the language, the colors. I try so hard that the poem writes itself. Oh, to be desired. To be on the mind, in the hand, written on the wall, sung in the shower. Hey, baby, ain't the same as I love you, but it will do. You look good. Ain't the same as I want you, but it will do. you do something to me. It ain't the same as I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but it will do. How far did I stretch the truth to hold on to the imaginary feeling, wishing I could catch it and put it in a bottle, because when it's all over, all I have is the memory and a poem. Whatever happened to our music? The black and the white of it, the hot and cold, the fast and the slow, the more and more. All the contrasts and the colors that make the world spin on its axis, that keep the fires burning. Because at the end of the day, there is only this dull gray. And now that the party is over, I am amazed at how far I went to put color back into my world. The poem ends, and I am amazed, yes, but I'm not surprised. It's not hard to spin this music out of thin air, to make a fairy tale out of one voicemail message, spinning one random sentence like a straw into gold. There's not much repetition. I've heard the song often enough that I can follow the lyrics to their logical, tragic conclusion. I'm going to skip ahead because this story is long. Heartbreak takes forever. Page 43. Boy meets girl, girl loves boy, and my heart is broken. Why does everything have to be so hard? Nobody said it'll be easy, but this is rocket science, trying to find my way back to myself. Are you a stone skipping across the water that guides me to shore, or have I turned you into an anchor? Both of us going down together, drowning in past chances. How did we get here? I've learned the hard way that I see through a glass darkly. It's all smoke and mirrors. Heroes are villains, and friends can never become lovers. The hardest thing to do is hurt someone you love. Why is that the only way to win?
Why is everything winning or losing with you? I didn't give you that. Where did you learn it?
What do you mean? You left me alone all this time. And now you have given up on my acting career.
I have never abandoned you.
Oh, yeah, right.
I am not your father. I am not Phil.
What did you say?
I'm not Phil. I'm not Carlton Bailiff. Don't confuse me with him. I am not the man who left you without a healthy example of male-female relationships. I didn't do that. Stop confusing me with him. Stop expecting everyone to leave you. So, you want to win? I'm going to give you an all-star MVP champ extraordinaire.
The champ arrives after the chameleon leaves, and another friendship turns to love. He comes before the marriage ends, but just a few days after the gospel at Colonus. He is perfection. He is indeed the champ.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Oh, you ain't never seen nothing like this. This is a game changer.
And in this corner, weighing in at 6 pounds, 8 ounces, the #1 stunner.
Mikai Emmanuel Anthony, my hero.
You have reached my mom, Bridget, and I hope she can get to you as soon as possible. And have a good day. Peace.
Well, the heartbreak fades. He is the one shining strand that binds all the others together. My greatest love here on earth. Like a hurricane, you sweep all the others away, swirling through and around. How can I resist you? You push and push and pull. It's enough sometimes. It's too much every now and then. I thought I was a tree planted by the water, but you are actually the river that cuts through the rock, leaving a grand canyon full of love, full of possibilities, full of the future. Who can stand against you when I stand behind you? Arms around your restless body, face in your chocolate neck, you are invincible. When he was born, he was very light-skinned. Then he got dark brown, then he got very light again, and then he lost all his hair, and then he finally smoothed out to a milk chocolate brown with fuzzy curly hair and patches. My mother calls me one day. My son is about 7 months old. She asks me, "What are you doing?" And I reply without thinking, spontaneously and truthfully, gazing at my son. I realized after answering that I have been looking at him for hours. He is the most glorious thing that I have ever seen. He is stunning in his beauty, which continues to change and grow right in front of my eyes. If God had taken me to the baby store and said,
"Pick out all the parts you want for your beautiful baby,"
I could not have put together anything better. Not in a million years. With a billion different combinations, could I have come up with something better? And so when people tell me that I look like him, whether I see it or not, I realize how foolish I've been. If I bear any resemblance to him, this creature who was fully made in the likeness and image of God, then I must not be so bad after all. He is fully alive each and every moment of the day. 6 a.m., 5 a.m. Eyes pop wide open and the stories begin. Mommy, I had a dream. I was eating ice cream and it dropped on the ground, but it was okay because the floor was made of chocolate. 9 p.m. Eyes are still wide open. Mommy, listen, let me just stay up till the next commercial. Okay, how about this? How about just another 10 minutes? How about this? Let me just get 2 glasses of water. Okay, how about what if I go to bed and you come and you check on me? What if you come and you check on me and you lay down with me? What if you come and check on me and you take me back to your bed? Okay, how about, listen, just don't forget to leave the light on. And where's my stuffed animal, Barry? Can I have a glass of water? Don't forget to check on me. And come in 1 minute, because last time you forgot and it was like 5 minutes before you came and checked on me. So it's exhausting. He is exhausting in his aliveness. And sometimes it's hard to stay engaged, but I try. I understand that it is my job to help him stay that way. My beautiful, sweet son, he is tethered to me with one of those golden strands. It was thicker and it was shorter when he was a baby, but maybe about 1 foot long, but now it is long. Stretches all the way to Howard University. I see this evolution most clearly at the playground. He is flying around on his scooter faster and faster. He is anxious to test his boundaries, his bravery. He flies away, and after a moment, he looks back to find me. I have to stay in the same place. Because if I move, he's going to panic. Mom, where did you go? I didn't see you. I move sometimes from one spot to the next. Now that he's older, he doesn't react right away. His eyes scan the horizon, the place that I used to occupy. He has years of reassurance that I would never leave him, and he believes it. He knows that I am somewhere. I say to him, I'm over here. I ask him, what did you think would happen? Did you think I would leave you? I would never leave you. Now go play. I lay cheek to cheek with him, listening to him breathe deeply, softly drifting to sleep. And just like that, I'm cemented in the here and now. I live in this moment. And my worries about the future and my disappointment in the past, it falls away. All that matters is this moment. I breathe it in. His smell, the sound of his sleeping, the feel of his cheek. I feel the love that binds us together, that golden thread. It is It's as strong as iron. It's unbreakable. The universe says to us, to me, that small, still voice that sounds like me, but is me and isn't me. It says, did you think that I would leave you?
I would never leave you. Now go play.
So, I think I have this. I think I have this thing figured out. It's kind of strange, the moment that saves us. You know, I see how we got here. How love is the same. Yours infinite and unending. I'm surrounded by it. It's in the very breath that I breathe. I take it. I hear it in my son's heartbeat, and I see that my anger is only confirmation that I am moving in the right direction. I'm trying to make this into an origami rose. It is not working. So, not knowing the outcome, not caring, only following the small, still voice, I run down the street to the other side of the playground, knowing that I am always tied to you, and so...
Here we go, finally.
So I guess, yeah, sure, I declare that I'm yours, fine. All of me, now and forever, from the end to the beginning.
In the beginning, there was love. It became self-aware and called itself into existence and named its action justice, and then turned outward. In the beginning, it was always just you and me, kid. Just love. Finally.
One second. Oh, there it is. So I get it now. No means something better is waiting. All the answers, all the roads lead to you because you are the center that holds. Yeah?
Do you have any idea how much I love you?
I have been holding on to my fears. I open my hands and I let them go. Finally free with open hands to receive. The rosy colored cracked glasses come off and I am able to see that all of my identities, which I always viewed as separate and unequal, mother, writer, actor, artist, public speaker, teacher, worker, joy bringer, they're all connected. They were never separate to begin with. It was my limited thinking about myself and my life and my place in this world. Like a child looking at the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. I saw each piece individually, but now I see they're designed to fit together. You sit beside me, ready to help me put all the pieces back together. My identity and my assignment, they fit together. They're made for each other, and I was made to speak them. It is that intersection of art and social justice and spirituality where I was made to dwell. I was stumbling aimlessly through this world, using myself as a blunt instrument, occasionally being effective, and sometimes charging through like a bull in a china shop. But now I see myself as Michelangelo. I see the statue of David in myself. And I see the statue of David in this world. And my instruments are ready. My body walks out onto the wings, onto center stage. My hand hovers over the page, ready to write. And my mouth opens and speaks. Everything speaks. Everything has something to say. I am the walking, talking, living, breathing, spoken word.
Preach!
This is a new dawn. This new day brings enlightenment. Existential contemplation leads to bricklaying. And once again, the castle is erected. The crumbling walls are rebuilt. The tapestry is repaired. And no one should dare stand against me.
I try not to play favorites, but you really are the apple of my eye.
I should be, thank you. I take as my text tonight a familiar passage to some of you, the 3rd chapter, 1st verse from the book of Kelso. It reads, I stand on the edge, waiting for someone to push me over when I decide to go ahead and take a leap from the lion's head. I want to prove my worth and I jump. I drop like a stone, but it's okay. I'm hard as a rock and I can withstand the fall. I land in the valley, but it's okay. I like the feel of the grass as I roll downhill. Others rush past me, but it's okay. I like the feel of the wind from their motion. I sometimes come to a complete stop, but it's okay. I need to pause and think alone in the quiet. I glance at my reflection in the water, and sometimes I'm not sure I like what I see. But it's okay, because baby, I'm a firework. I look ahead at the road winding away, and I know that I may have to walk some, or maybe even all of it alone, but it's okay. It looks peaceful, and I've always been a little bit of a lone wolf. I look up at the sky, and I sometimes feel small and forgotten and unimportant, but it's okay. I finally know that I'm not. And just like that, the poem ends. But it hangs in the air, circling, not quite settling, like Tinker Bell's fairy dust. It's sifting and it's swirling, giving everything it lands on the power of flight. It hangs in the air after the slideshow is over. And after the preacher, teacher, artist has left the stage, and just like that, the poem ends. And just like that, the poem ends.
And just like that.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
All right. All right. So thank you all, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. This piece has been done in a variety of different ways. I've done bits and pieces of it. I have not heard or done all of it ever. Woo! So this is